Or either way, there's a lot of jumping around, which kind of furthers my point about it. Feels like it was just taken from a piano, a synth, put on the fretboard, and the bassist just has to deal with it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lone University. You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween is from Muse's 9th studio album, Will of the People, released in 2022, and is their most recent release to date. And the album is described by Matt Bellamy as a genre-hopping album and a quote-unquote greatest hits album of new songs, because apparently Warner Records requested an actual greatest hits compilation from the band, and instead the band decided just to make a new album that was more of a career-spanning montage of their style. Kind of a neat way to look at it, I suppose. But I think Halloween is an opportune time to jump in and catch back up with the band with their track, You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween. So let's get to it. Off we go. Set in the Halloween spirit. Right on the nose. Woo! Wow, they've really gotten poppy.
Are you the poison? Are you the cure? I'm not so sure.
Okay.
There is no way I can escape. When you turn out the lights, you make me feel.
Cool video, a lot going on, a lot to process. They've really gotten poppy in terms of the production. It's a very modern sounding, kind of top 40 production. It's got the heavy, bassy, punchy synth bass. But what's interesting about Muse is they kind of always had that. You know, I got into them more, like I said, with Absolution, Black Holes and such. So they've slowly had this evolution to this sound. But Muse is a band that's truly kind of always evolved. They certainly had in the 3 albums I owned. But the big takeaway I had from Chris Wolstenholme's playing is that his bass lines, I used this word a lot in my last video, it's angular, really punchy, sharp bass lines that almost feel like they were first written on a synth. Just in the sort of the note groupings. And now it sounds like that's been realized here. I don't know if that's synth or if it's bass and synth. They have a really good ability to make either sound like either. But a lot of just groovy kind of things going on in there. I want to go back and hear this. Get my head around it. C sharp. Yeah. It kind of sounds like they're jumping up to the top few notes of the scale around the root note. They go up to the 4, F sharp. Something like that.
In your hand. Are you the poison? Are you the cure? I'm not so sure.
Same thing there, major 5. Resolves nicely back to the 1. So major 5, I talk about major 5s all the time. They're really not that uncommon. It's just a good way to kind of know where you are in the chord progression because it usually resolves to the 1. But I think they went up here to the flat major 6 and A major. So I got to kind of find the tonal center, but man, what a punchy bass performance. Whatever it's being filtered through could just be bass and synth together, but I like it. It's a newer sound for them, to me.
I'm not so sure. There is no way I can escape.
There's that major 5.
You make me feel like it's Halloween. It's Halloween.
That's a really pretty chord progression, despite how kind of funky it is. You know, down here in C sharp minor, go up to the 4. Then they, instead of going back to the 1, they went up to A major. Almost has kind of a classical thing to it in a way. But yeah, angular lines. When I think about the whole phrasing of this thing coming up, it's like you would play it on a synth. It's almost like two-handed, but being done on the bass. So that seems to be kind of a staple of his style, and I really like it because it's nothing technically mind-blowing, but it's a different sort of approach to bass notes and groupings than I'm used to. That's really why I kind of latched on his bass playing. And I said it in the last video, hysteria is one of those things, you would play it on a piano, and I remember learning it on bass and just feeling like, this is different for some reason. I think this is it, the way the lines are composed. But this almost, to me, almost has like the 80s type of synth pop production. Just in the tones, it almost sounds like she's a bad mamma jamma. That's one of my favorite kind of synthy sounding bass lines. This has that sensibility. Okay, I'm liking this. I need to pay more attention to the music video because I'm not getting in the Halloween spirit if I don't. This is a pretty sick video. Okay, so it's kind of going up the whole scale, but they only show you the 1, 4, and the 5 in the C sharp minor key, and I like that they use walking up the scale to just push the energy so far forward. Muse have always had great writing, just smooth key transitions, chord transitions. I don't even think we're really going out of key here, aside a few accidentals like the G sharp walk up. But it's just a chromatic passing tone in a way. But they always come back to that fat C sharp. Pretty nice. That's kind of tough to play. There's some horror movie references here. I think I'm missing a few of them. I'm getting it now. Very nice. You do that falsetto, that signature kind of Matt Bellamy falsetto on that major 5. That's really cool. I've always loved that about his vocals. It almost sounds like a different singer comes in. I remember first hearing this and going, is that the same guy? Damn, he can sing high. Man, they have such good chord progressions. Truly. I wonder if he has a different tuning here, because this is kind of a bitch to play. Because it's going a 2-octave jump. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of laborious. I don't know if he's adding that slide in there. Or either way, there's a lot of jumping around, which kind of furthers my point about it. Feels like it was just taken from a piano, a synth, put on the fretboard, and the bassist just has to deal with it. I know that feeling. Feel like it's Halloween. Guy Fawkes, Scream. I love it, these references. staccato and fugue? Was that a little nod to that? Very nice. That's the last thing I expected. That diminished arpeggio is so signature. Whatever the exact notes are. Oh. Really nice touch, I have to say. That was like a whole horror thriller and a music video all packaged in one. I started realizing they were referencing other movies. The Shining, Saw, Scream. I think I probably missed a few at the beginning trying to get that chord progression down. But this just sounds like Muse's sound. It sounds like them, but just kind of with the modern facelift and production. You know, they've always been on kind of the cutting edge of how to bridge rock and pop. Like, they were really masterful at that early on. And I think they've just been a band that has always evolved quickly. I mean, this sounds very different from what I last heard on The Resistance. And I love that you can't really discern when synth and bass kind of become all in one. It was always one of my favorite parts about his playing. And that's a laborious line to play. So I'm curious on the tuning. I'm curious just exactly how it was all done. That's been You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween, Muse, most recent album, Will of the People. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you'd like to support this channel further, come find us on Patreon. I do full album reactions there. I have tons of bass lessons and such. And if you enjoyed this video, like it. If you want to subscribe, please do. If you're in the spirit of Halloween, like and subscribe it. It's all required. I love you all. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.